What if I told you that your consciousness might be quantum information, traveling through dimensions we can't see? What if the ancient wisdom of reincarnation and cutting-edge quantum physics are describing the same phenomenon? What if death isn't an ending, but a quantum transition? Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm about to reveal how recent scientific breakthroughs are proving that consciousness might actually survive bodily death through mechanisms that Einstein called spooky action at a distance. And what we discover might change everything you thought you knew about life, death, and what lies beyond. Welcome, seeker of hidden truths. I'm here to bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern science. Today we're diving deep into one of the most mind-bending intersections in all of human knowledge. The question that has haunted humanity for millennia. Do we live again? And now, for the first time in history, quantum physics might actually have the answer. Let me start with something that will blow your mind. Right now, inside your brain, there's a symphony playing. A silent symphony is playing inside your brain right now as neurological pathways synchronize in an electromagnetic chorus that's thought to give rise to consciousness. But here's where it gets incredible. Recent research from Trinity College Dublin has discovered something that changes everything. Scientists at Trinity College Dublin, using a technique to test for quantum gravity, suggested that entanglement may be at work within our brains. Think about that for a moment. Quantum entanglement in your brain right now. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is peer-reviewed research published in 2025. Scientists suggest quantum entanglement in myelin sheaths generates consciousness, offering a groundbreaking new perspective on brain function and cognition. But what does this actually mean? Let's go deeper. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. When two particles become quantum entangled, they share an instantaneous connection that transcends space and time. Change one particle, and its partner responds immediately, no matter how far apart they are. Now imagine this happening in your brain. Recent research from China suggests that quantum entanglement, a phenomenon Albert Einstein famously dubbed spooky action at a distance, might play a role in the synchronization of neurons in the human brain. Your thoughts, your memories, your very sense of self might be emerging from quantum entangled networks of consciousness. But here's the profound question. If consciousness is quantum, what happens when the brain dies? Ancient traditions have always claimed that something survives death. Hinduism speaks of the Atman. Buddhism describes consciousness, streams. Even Christianity talks about the eternal soul. But now quantum physics is offering a scientific framework for these ancient insights. Those who agree with reincarnation suggest that quantum memory remains after biological death, and it transmigrates to another planes as a special type of consciousness and continues through to another incarnation. Think about what this means. If your consciousness is quantum information, and quantum information can exist independently of physical matter, then death might not be the end of your story. It might just be a transition. Dr. Jim Tucker at the University of Virginia has been studying something extraordinary for decades. Children who remember past lives, not vague memories, specific details, names, places, events that they couldn't possibly know. And here's what Tucker discovered about the nature of consciousness. Quantum physics indicates that our physical world may grow out of our consciousness, Tucker says. That's a view held not just by me, but by a number of physicists as well. Let that sink in. Our physical world, growing out of consciousness. Not consciousness emerging from matter, but matter emerging from consciousness. Koi. This flips everything we thought we knew upside down. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. In quantum mechanics, information is never truly destroyed. It's called the quantum information conservation principle. Every interaction, every memory, every moment of consciousness leaves a quantum imprint in the fabric of reality itself. Scientists are now discovering that quantum entanglement enhances conscious experience and facilitates faster, more efficient learning. But what if this quantum enhancement doesn't stop at death? What if the quantum field itself becomes a reservoir of consciousness? A cosmic memory bank that transcends individual lifetime. Let's go even deeper into this mystery. Recent research has shown that drugs affecting microtubules within neurons delay the onset of unconsciousness caused by anesthetic gases. The study supports the quantum model over traditional classical physics theories. Microtubules. These tiny structures inside your neurons might be the quantum processors of consciousness. Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff proposed that these microtubules create a quantum computational space where consciousness emerges. But here's the profound implication. If consciousness is quantum computational, then it's information. And quantum information can be transferred. Imagine consciousness as a quantum pattern, a unique signature of entangled information that defines who you are. Your memories, your personality, your essence, all encoded in quantum relationships that transcend the physical brain. When the body dies, this quantum pattern doesn't disappear. We have been and will be reincarnated as part of the vast store of everything there is. We will be suns, moon, stars, rain. Instead, it becomes available for reconnection. Think of it like this. Your consciousness is like a quantum Wi-Fi signal. When one device dies, the signal doesn't vanish. It simply seeks a new connection point, a new brain, a new body, a new life. But this raises an incredible question. How does this quantum information find its way to a new incarnation? The answer might lie in the most mysterious aspect of quantum mechanics: non-locality. Recent studies have provided empirical and statistical evidence of how quantum entanglement influences consciousness at a biophysical level. What if your consciousness isn't just entangled with your current brain, but with a vast network of quantum relationships that span across time and space? What if we're all part of a cosmic consciousness web, where death is simply changing our connection point in an infinite network? Ancient mystics spoke of the Akashic records, a cosmic library containing every thought, every action, every moment of existence. Modern physics is discovering something remarkably similar. The quantum field might be nature's own memory palace, storing information patterns that can be accessed by consciousness across different lifetimes. This isn't mystical speculation anymore. This is cutting-edge science. Researchers are now exploring how quantum entanglement could be orchestrating the synchronized activity of millions of neurons, a hallmark of conscious processes. But what if this orchestration extends beyond individual brains? What if consciousness can resonate with quantum patterns from previous incarnations? Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Have you ever visited a place for the first time and felt completely at home? Have you ever had skills or knowledge that seemed to come from nowhere? These might not be coincidences. They might be your consciousness recognizing quantum patterns from previous connections. Think about it. If consciousness is quantum information, and quantum information persists, then traces of your past incarnations might still be accessible to your current awareness. Let me share something that will give you chills. Dr. Tucker has documented thousands of cases where children remember specific details from alleged past lives. Details that check out historical facts they couldn't possibly know. One child remembered being a World War II pilot and could describe technical details of aircraft from that era. Another remembered living in a specific house in another country. And when investigators checked, every detail was accurate. But here's what's really mind-blowing. These memories often fade as the child grows older, as if the quantum connection to previous incarnation patterns weakens as new neural networks form. So how does this quantum transfer actually work? Scientists propose that consciousness might exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Your awareness isn't confined to your three-dimensional brain. It's part of a higher dimensional quantum structure that interfaces with physical reality. When the brain dies, this quantum structure doesn't collapse. Instead, it seeks new resonance points in the quantum field, new brains that can support its unique information pattern. This is why reincarnation isn't random. Your quantum consciousness seeks compatible vessels, situations that allow your unique pattern to continue its evolution. Think of consciousness as having a specific quantum frequency. I hope. Just like radio stations broadcast on different frequencies, different consciousness patterns resonate at different quantum wavelengths. When you're born, your brain becomes a receiver tuned to a specific consciousness frequency. Your unique quantum signature that has persisted across incarnations. This explains why some people seem to have innate abilities. Mozart composing symphonies at age 5. Child prodigies who master complex mathematics without formal training. They might be accessing quantum memory banks from previous incarnations where they developed these skills. But this quantum view of consciousness offers something even more profound. Hope, buddy. If consciousness truly survives death through quantum mechanisms, then every connection you make, every act of love, every moment of growth becomes eternal. Death isn't a separation. It's a transformation. Your loved ones who have passed, their consciousness patterns might still be accessible through quantum entanglement networks. This isn't wishful thinking. This is what the science is pointing toward. Ancient meditation traditions might have discovered this quantum connection. Thousands of years ago, deep meditative states often involve descriptions of accessing universal consciousness, connecting with information beyond the individual mind. What if meditation is actually a practice of quantum coherence, a way of harmonizing your brain waves with the underlying quantum field that contains consciousness patterns from across time and space? Modern neuroscience is discovering that if you could couple your brain with a quantum computer, achieving entanglement between the brain and the computer, you could expand your consciousness. But what if advanced meditators have learned to achieve this naturally? We're standing at the threshold of the most revolutionary understanding in human history. The boundary between science and spirituality is dissolving. Ancient wisdom and quantum physics are revealing the same profound truth. Consciousness is fundamental to reality itself. You are not just a biological machine that happens to be aware. You are awareness itself, temporarily expressing through a biological interface. And that awareness, that quantum pattern that makes you uniquely you, continues beyond any single lifetime. If this is true, and the evidence is mounting that it is, then everything changes. Death becomes a graduation rather than an ending. Every relationship becomes part of an eternal dance of consciousness, patterns finding each other across lifetimes. Every skill you develop, every wisdom you gain, every act of love you perform, becomes part of your quantum legacy that transcends physical death. But it also means responsibility. If your consciousness patterns persist, then how you live this life shapes not just your current experience, but your future incarnations. Every choice becomes significant. Every moment becomes sacred. Scientists around the world are now seriously investigating these quantum theories of consciousness. This quantum perspective could revolutionize our understanding of consciousness and open new frontiers in both neuroscience and physics. We're moving beyond the materialist view that consciousness is just brain chemistry. We're discovering that consciousness might be the fundamental fabric from which reality itself emerges. And if consciousness is fundamental, then reincarnation isn't a belief. It's a natural consequence of quantum information persistence. But here's what I want you to understand on a personal level. This isn't just theoretical science. This is about you, your consciousness, your unique pattern of awareness is participating in the greatest mystery in the universe. You're not just living one life. You're a part of an eternal symphony of consciousness, exploring itself through countless incarnations. Every person you meet might be a quantum connection from a previous lifetime. Every challenge you face might be an opportunity for your consciousness pattern to evolve and grow. Every moment of love, creativity, and understanding adds to the quantum tapestry of your eternal being. Right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can dismiss this as fantasy, or you can open your mind to the possibility that science is validating what mystics have always known. You are so much more than you've been taught to believe. You are quantum consciousness expressing through human experience. You are part of an infinite web of awareness that transcends space, time, and death itself. And the life you're living right now is just one beautiful note in an eternal cosmic symphony. As we reach the end of our journey today, I want you to sit with this possibility. What if your deepest intuitions about consciousness surviving death are absolutely correct? What if the quantum universe is so much stranger and more beautiful than we ever imagined? What if you are an eternal being having a temporary human experience, but carrying forward the quantum essence of who you are across multiple lifetimes? The research is ongoing. The discoveries are accelerating, and we're living in the most extraordinary time in human history, when science and spirituality are converging on truths that could transform our understanding of existence itself. Your consciousness, your awareness reading these words right now, might be billions of years old, evolving, growing, learning through countless incarnations across different planets, different dimensions, different forms of existence. You might have been stardust learning to sparkle. You might have been ocean waves learning to dance. You might have been mountains learning to endure. And now you're human, learning to love. This moment, this very experience of understanding, becomes part of your quantum legacy that will continue beyond this physical form. But here's what I want you to really understand. This isn't just about your journey. Every consciousness pattern in the universe is interconnected. Your evolution helps everyone evolve. Your healing helps heal the quantum field of consciousness itself. Your growth contributes to the cosmic symphony of awakening awareness. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself. Through your eyes, the cosmos sees. Through your heart, the universe loves. Through your mind, existence understands itself. What will you do with this eternal gift? How will you use your consciousness in ways that honor its quantum nature? Will you live as if this is your only chance? Or will you live knowing that every moment of growth, every act of love, every spark of wisdom becomes part of your infinite journey? The choice and the eternal adventure is yours. And somewhere in the quantum field, all your past incarnations are cheering you on, and all your future selves are grateful for the growth you're creating right now. You are eternal. You are connected. You are evolution itself in motion. The quantum universe is not just your home. You are the quantum universe, expressing itself as the unique, precious, eternal consciousness that you've always been. If this video has opened new pathways in your consciousness, share it with someone who's ready for these revelations. And in the comments below, tell me about any experiences you've had that might be quantum memories from other incarnations. Have you ever felt that deep recognition of a person or place? Have you ever had skills that seem to come from nowhere? Have you ever experienced love that felt eternal? Your story could be the missing piece in humanity's greatest puzzle. The quantum universe is calling. Are you ready to answer? Remember, you are not having a spiritual experience in a physical world. You are having a physical experience in a spiritual universe. And that universe is quantum. It's conscious. It's alive. And it's you.